Today we got the first of what I would imagine is a decent number of information reveals here for Vanguard, given there's only 10 days left. I imagine we start to see everything ramp up here at this, but in today's information we learned a little bit about the backstory of our operators, we learned about some potential new maps here up on deck, and even that unfortunately exclusives are returning here. So that said, as we go along, we're gonna break down everything that we learned here as of today's information dump from Call of Duty. So let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys looking forward to the campaign and the storyline here at this? Are you liking some of the maps we got a little bit of footage of? And what are your thoughts on exclusives returning to Call of Duty Vanguard? Let me know down below, but if you enjoy the video, you find it at all insightful, drop a like on the video. Let's aim for 1,000 likes on this one. And of course, if you are new to the channel and want to stay up to date with anything Vanguard, hit that subscribe button, join the community. We're on that road to 500,000 subscribers, and with 10 days left until launch, there is a lot of stuff here to talk about. And of course, after the launch, it's only going to get even crazier. That said, if you guys are interested in any of that, hit the subscribe button. Let's talk about what we learned today. Now, today's blog post is what I would expect to be the first of many coming over the course of the next 10 days, leading up to the launch of Call of Duty Vanguard. Truthfully, it's kind of wild to consider that we really haven't seen too much promotion for this game leading up to the launch here. And I get that it's not like Modern Warfare 2 years ago, where that launch was pushing off heavy nostalgia, all the classic lore of Modern Warfare, and some people were eating that up, but still, it's been relatively mum's the word, which is weird to me. So I'm expecting this next week to be filled with a lot of reveals, surprises, and perhaps, but today, Sony and PlayStation's blog gave us a bit more insight into some of the things that in some way are a recap, but others shed some light on upcoming things or reveals of some kind. And to kick off that first of potentially many, we end up seeing that Stephen Rhodes, narrative lead at Sledgehammer Games, posted the following blog regarding the 4 main operators of Vanguard's campaign over on the PlayStation blog site. Now, truth be told, some of this is recap, some niche information, some things that recently was revealed during New York Comic-Con, and I'm a story guy, but I recognize narratively it might not be something you're super into here on the channel, and if so, that's cool. But the blog post mainly broke down the 4 characters with sort of mini trailers for each of them. Arthur Kingsley detailing his ability to lead, Polina Petrova as the hunter, always looking for prey, Daniel Takayatsu and his No Man Left Behind role, and finally Padmavati Balan and her fight for her homeland. Each kind of just offering up a short glance of the character and a bit of their backgrounds and backstories, but again, that in and of itself isn't anything too special. But at the end of each of these trailers, we got about 10 to 20 seconds each of new gameplay that shows off some familiar and new weaponry, but also new locales and maps that we haven't seen just yet in really any of the promotion up until this point. That going from what we'd seen in the beta, and also things that were even seen in, say, reveal trailers when we got glimpses of multiplayer gameplay at that point. Now, the footage you're seeing in the background is, again, those little teaser trailers that we get for that glimpse of gameplay for each. Now, running down these, I kind of want to talk about what maps these potentially could be, and they may be a shot in the dark, they may be right on target, but based off of some leaked maps that we had from the PC beta about a month now ago at this point, we can take some of the information that we learned from there and potentially piece it together with some glimpses of this footage that we see here. In the case of Arthur Kingsley's trailer, we end up seeing him run through a sort of green foresty house, potentially a little bit of land on a farm perhaps here at this, and if I were to take a guess, I actually think this might be a map that we've seen in Call of Duty before. It's not a great angle that we see this at, but it could be the map of Bokaj, that being something that was from United Offensive and is apparently being remade here for this game. Again, potentially shot in the dark, but that seems to match up with some of the things that we've seen in the past with that map in particular. For Polina's, I would take a guess that with this sort of snowy compound of houses, that could be, if it's any indication based off of what we saw in Call of Duty World War II, it could be a similar build of a map called Das Haus. If you remember, Groston House was, again, a snowy compound of houses built to be a more so thematic zombies introduction here at this, but assuming that that Das Haus is not the name of the Eagle's Nest map, the sort of code name here for it, it could be possible that that is what we see in Polina's trailer. Now, for Daniel Takayatsu's, this I don't really know too much of, because we see that M1 Garand, we see the sort of cathedral spire almost, but my guess almost goes to a map that was in the game files of Breakout. And if it's, again, any indication of something similar to what we saw with World War II, there of course was that Operation Breakout from War. That being something where there was a giant cathedral, there was that sort of stone building castle around it, so potentially that is the map here we see with this as well. For the final trailer of Padmavati, I was thinking this could either be Oasis or Desert Siege. This is either a separate map from what we've seen in the trailers so far with that derailed train crash site, or it's the same map but an entirely different location on that map. I would imagine both are possible, but I kind of lead towards this being a different map entirely, and more so that map of Oasis, because you see water in the background of that execution bit of this. And given that, well, an oasis is just exactly that, a barren bit of land with water around it, that could fit that mold easily and be that map of Oasis. Now again, that's entirely shot in the dark speculation on that, but it's cool to see that we see some new locale here leading into Vanguard, and with 16 maps here, 6v6 and up, we still have a decent bit that we haven't quite scratched the surface on just yet. But in these little mini trailers, we see the weapons of the Sten, the Itra Burst, the M1 Garand, and the combat shotgun for the first time here at this one. We also see some individual takedowns, so those are seemingly returning here, and I would imagine continue on as sort of battle pass or microtransaction things that we see in the future. Just some smaller things that aren't necessarily crucial to gameplay, but can be a customization option for your operator. But one thing that was confirmed at the end of these trailers, which could be a surprise to some, but for many others likely isn't at all, is that there was confirmed there will be exclusive benefits for PlayStation, continuing on that little bit of PlayStation licensing within Call of Duty that we've seen the last couple of years. But it says that PlayStation players receive bonus content and benefits not available on other platforms until November 1st, 2022. PlayStation Plus required for online multiplayer, PS4 vertical stand sold separately. Now, this is something that is interesting because we didn't see anything out of these trailers indicate anything that actually is exclusive. Now, as for what those could be and when these exclusives could be officially revealed, I do have a theory on some of that. But before we jump into that, I want to talk to you guys about my friends over at Gamer Advantage. Now, if you're like me, you're either at your desk working on a computer, gaming, or just glued to your phone for a prolonged period of time a day because you might be addicted. Now, that can take a toll on your eyes and play around with things like your sleeping quality and patterns, and you may not be even realizing it. That's where Gamer Advantage comes in. Now, I've used blue light glasses for years thinking to myself, oh, this $15 pair from Amazon is just fine. But let me tell you, when you want to invest in something like your eye health, just fine isn't what you should be striving for. Gamer Advantage is head and shoulders above any other brand on the market claiming to offer similar results. They're the most comfortable, lightweight, and durable frames on the market, and can even be custom tailored to your own prescription, cut specifically for you, and your insurance can even help cover that. But best of all, to me, there is zero visual distortion in their lenses. No yellow hue or ugly visuals. Not even kidding, I forget that I have mine on sometimes, especially with the clear framed horizons. Now, I've been using their stuff since the start of the year, and I haven't once had a single second thought. If you're interested in investing in your eye health and want the best option on the market, I promise you'll be happy with these. If you're interested, check the link in the description below, and maybe consider using code ESPRESSO. It'll net you a nice little discount because who doesn't love saving money? But said, these exclusive rewards and potentially when they could be revealed. Starting with the reveal itself, while we have more, of course, blogs likely coming throughout the rest of the week and the 10 days leading up to launch, I kind of expect this to happen as of the state of play coming from PlayStation and Sony this coming Wednesday. Something teasing Vanguard here with this, and again, talking a little bit about those exclusives. Now, that'd be my best guess. It's very likely it also could just be something that is announced in a blog or a trailer independent of this state of play, but with a large event and something still Sony exclusive to Call of Duty that needs to be revealed, that makes sense to me. Now, if I were to guess what these were, I don't think that it's going to be anything too game-breaking or anything too out there that's going to piss off a ton of players. What I would imagine is that because we've seen this already kind of data mined in the game files as well, I kind of expect there to be exclusive missions to PlayStation like we saw with Modern Warfare, where you can end up getting exclusive blueprints or certain rewards for doing certain set challenges, but they're not only exclusive to that. So you can have other missions for all other platforms as well as PlayStation, just there are a few extra ones added for PlayStation. Missions were apparently found in the game files and even in one of those quick flashes of the full menu UI from around the time of the beta and official trailer, so I'd imagine that's on deck here. There might possibly be an onslaught type of mode for zombies, a little bit of a niche bit there as well, and possibly again that extra Battle Pass bonus that we saw introduced with Cold War as well, where Battle Pass bonuses purchased with that get an additional couple of tiers, but that's all for time to tell. But that would make logical sense to me that we see those continue on. Nothing that's too intrusive, but does actually offer a little bit of benefit for playing on PlayStation. So that's something that unfortunately is still around. I always hate console exclusivity stuff, and with so much of a push in the last couple of years to make everything universal, such as free DLC, crossplay, cross progression, and things like that, I kind of thought that we'd start to see the decline of exclusives here at this, but it seems like those checks are still being cut by Sony, so it doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere just now. But those, again, still on the horizon, but that's what we learned today as of these new looks in at Call of Duty Vanguard. So that's going to wrap the video up. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Do you guys like what we saw out of the gameplay? Do you like what we saw out of these maps? And what do you think these exclusives will be for Vanguard? Let me know your thoughts down below, but if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Vanguard. We are so close, and we'll keep you up to date with everything you need to know here as we ramp up towards launch. But if you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to chat with me outside of YouTube. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever the case may be, that link's down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.